Don't talk about it. Let's talk about it on the show.
Welcome back. Let me tell you now.
God damn it.
One time. Shut up.
Welcome back to Nuff Said 2.0. I guess we're back. It's the original crew. I'm rambunctious Rob Southgate. With me is...
Awkward Jack Wardrowski.
And...
Are we doing this again? We're putting the...
Come on! It's the original Nuff Said crew.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do it.
The amazing Alil. Because,
okay, we're going to go with mine.
Spidey's behind me. No. Spidey.
All right. Well, we tried. I mean, we didn't even make it 30 seconds into this thing. We're already off the rails. Jack's eating while we're doing this.
In his car.
In his car. Yep. Did you just... Wait, did you just do a farmer's wipe?
No,
it was on purpose.
Yeah.
It was for effect. I didn't actually get anything out of there, but I wanted to do it on camera.
Yeah, awesome. We'll wait for when something actually happens.
I did not recognize Alil. I have not seen you since you lost all the weight, and I thought you were just some guy named Marco.
It could be. No.
I thought somebody ordered Kevin Smith from Wish.
You look great, man. Rob, not so much, but
yeah, no. Oh man,
Rob, you have not changed since I met you. Like, you're ageless, but almost in a good way.
Are you sure about that? Because if he looks like he does now back in his youth, that's scary, right? Because
I looked like an old man back then too.
Yeah,
you did. Yeah,
he's got that droopy.
Like the look is basically the same. I don't think you've aged well.
Oh wow, Jack, throwing out the compliments.
I know.
Jack,
you've aged into your age.
Jack, you're as sexy as ever.
You know, we've Clooney'd, man. We've Clooney'd.
I don't know if I'd say that. So let's set the table here a little bit first. Nuff Said is back, but it's different than it was before. We're not watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. We're not going to be on some set time frame. You hippies and your set time frames. We're not going to hold ourselves accountable to that. We'll just kind of record when we record. What we've decided to do is go through, well, because of the multiverse cracked open, we've decided to do all the theatrically released movies in order, not chronological order. That would be even harder because they keep changing, you know?
Yeah.
So we're going to go back to the first theatrical, not the Reb Brown Captain America, because technically that wasn't that.
I mean, it was released in Turkey as well as Nicholas Hammond's Spider-Man.
Right. But we're not going to do that, even though I have the double DVD of the Captain America.
Of course, I do as well.
I don't have the Nicholas Hammond stuff yet, though, but I do.
It's not out on DVD unless you buy it special.
Special. Oh, we'll get it special. Get it on your Plex server. I know it's on there. So,
but they're all on YouTube now. You can watch them all.
So why not just watch it there? But we're doing the movies. So the first movie. Well, let's not reveal that yet. Actually, we have a couple of things I want to address first. First of all, we decided to do this a few months ago. We started talking about this and saying, hey, it'd be kind of fun to go back and just kind of do these movies. Those were always fun episodes. I was listening to the ones that we did when we did Phase 1 that summer. And I'm like, why did we stop doing those? That was better than our regular show. It was more fun.
Because we're a bunch of lazy guys. We get into it and then we're like, I'm tired.
I've had enough. So we decided, it'd be kind of fun to go back, do this again. A crazy thing happened, though. After we petered out on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we stopped recording about it, and we handed it over to Phil and Charlie and Maz and like that whole Capes and Lunatics team. And actually, we officially made Charlie Esser the head of Nuff Said. And this was a big deal to him. To him, I mean, he wrote this really nice thing like a year after he took over the show, where he was saying on Facebook that like he's been doing it a year and it was his favorite podcast, and like it's a dream come true that he got handed this piece of shit. That he got handed this podcast. Yeah. But he really like it meant a lot to him, and it like that made me feel really good. I was like, that's really cool, and I think Charlie was really an essential part to what we did. Not to bury the lead, Charlie passed away. He died only a few days ago, so we're all grieving. We're all feeling it. My Facebook is still filling up with comments and things. In fact,
Shock.
I was going to wait to post this episode, but I'm going to post it this week because I want to put I think they're doing a GoFundMe for Charlie's wife because he left a wife and 2 sons behind. And it's tragic as hell. I mean, such a great guy, and he died at work. I don't need to give any more details, but they're doing a GoFundMe. I'll put it in the show notes. So if you can do anything, $10, $20, $100, sell one of those hot toys and give the proceeds. Those like, yeah.
Hot toys.
No, I know those aren't hot toys. But you know what? Whatever you can do, it'd be very beneficial because who knows if they were prepared for this. I mean, he was a young guy. So tragic. So that's one of the reasons we decided, hey, let's kick this thing off because with Charlie passing, I wanted to honor him, get the crew back together. We had been talking about doing it, and here we are. And I want to spend just 1 minute on Charlie here. Charlie was the original super fan of Nuff Said. This is going back 10 years now. This summer, actually. Oh, Jesus. Next month, I think it is, or it might even be like right now, is the 10-year anniversary of Southgate Media Group. And we're only a couple of months away from the 10-year anniversary of Nuff Said. The night Jack came over, and I asked him if he would make a theme song for Nuff Said, and he went, I'm in. And I was like, to make a theme song? He's like, no, I'm going to be on the show. And the next thing you know, we're recording every week and having an amazing time, and then Alil joined us. And then Alil joined us, and Alil was our second super fan. The first one was Charlie. And Jack, do you remember how we brought Charlie into the fold?
Well, we had a few listeners, and things built up, and Charlie responded. He really dug what we were doing, and so I mean, he kind of stood out from a very small crowd. And, so we started doing little things. I don't know if we call them Easter eggs, but little things specifically for Charlie.
Right.
Because we were grateful. Like, this guy is actually like listening and commenting on what we were doing. And then the interaction kind of grew. And then, he got, involved in podcasting. And then,
go back, Jack. He was writing on our Facebook group, and he was correcting all the crap we were getting wrong.
Oh yeah.
And then the Easter eggs, you're right,
which was
a significant amount of the show.
5 minutes, every 5 minutes on that show, you guys were getting something wrong.
And with Charlie, you're right. We did Easter eggs where we would say something and then go, "Oh God, Charlie's going to write on the Facebook page," or we would say it, you and I afterwards, be like, "Charlie's going to have a field day with this," and that's where that was. And then you and I decided we wanted to put a blog up. So we contacted Charlie and said, hey, man, you write on here. He very verbose, like everyone else is like, you guys are idiots. He's writing like 10-page things about how everything's connected and what we got wrong and all that. Never mean. It was always awesome, right? And you and I talked about it, and you're like, we decided that I would call him and invite him to blog. And we created Super Connectivity. That was the blog that we created. And he did about 4 blog posts. And then I went, hey, this is cool. You should just read it, and we'll put it on the Nuff Said feed. And then it just turned into a podcast. He just was like done writing and off to the races and recorded 10,000 hours of Marvel diatribe. And then it was not long after that Alil was on his show, League of Geeks, now called The Geeks, with a Z.
Or the Geek of Leaks.
Yes, because they're hip hop and they have wet pants. I heard him talk about his love for me and how he loved our show. And
I gave you guys a shout out because
shout out.
I had nobody on my podcast or listeners to my podcast that like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So I was like, I got to find somebody that likes this show.
It was multiple weeks of our favorite blank of the week. And they're like, a little again. He's like, but Rob's so funny. I love Rob. I
don't think it was Rob. I think I said all my kudos was to Jack, which is well deserved.
All my kudos are to Jack. Jack's my favorite part of the show.
I was like the straight guy, which, I mean, I am straight, but, it does seem that, and that's one of the things I was going to say about Charlie is I don't think Charlie really
Where is this going, me. Jack?
I'm not sure, but, I'm taking the exit and I'm going for it.
Okay, do it, man.
So anyway, back, I wanted to steer it back to Charlie for 1 second because, I don't think Charlie really got me. I kind of was just kind of along for the ride, and I'm in and out of the Marvel universe. I'm not what you call a diehard fan, but I mean, I've followed it for my entire life. And, I'm kind of, along for the ride, make little comments. I provide the awkward moments of silence.
Yes, you do. Very well, too.
Yeah. So most of the time, I'm freaking winging it. It's like, I'm a jazz player.
Most of the time. Isn't it all of the time?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was trying to, there were two
Let's be honest.
Most of the time. And so it was just, I was on a thing. It was like a George, Carlin bit. You don't know where it's going, but it's kind of funny. And Charlie was just like, I wasn't really stating facts. I'm just mouthing off. And Charlie would have a whole list of stuff that I got wrong. And it's like, thank you, but I didn't know I was even close to right. But what it did is it brought out, very specific and good information.
Yes.
And
he was the greatest. He was an encyclopedia of Marvel knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, the first time I talked to him on the podcast, and we were going down, our Marvel, connection rabbit hole. Like, I thought I knew a lot, and
you know nothing compared to that.
Yeah, exactly. I think I held my own with Charlie, but man, like I had to dig deep into the memory banks of things that I've totally forgotten about. And he's just, you talk about Ms. Marvel brought up the clandestines, and he would have already talked about the entire history of the clandestines that nobody knew about. I knew,
and not because he just looked it up. It's not that
he knew it.
He knew it.
He was, I don't know how he was what was that movie Russell Crowe where he was like a genius?
A Beautiful Mind.
Beautiful Mind, with superheroes. That's what his gift wasn't used for the good of mankind. It was used for the knowledge of superheroes, which
it was used for the good of Nuff Said.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm almost positive that he was sending in corrections to Marvel.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Not wrong.
I'm sure of it. In fact, I can't remember. We're going way back. I believe he might have an actual no prize. Unlike the one no prize that we gave from Nuff Said. Did you know we have Nuff Said?
From Stan?
Yeah, we have actual Nuff Said no prizes. The only person who won one was Phil Parrish.
I would say Phil would be your true second super fan.
No.
I mean, Phil bows down to you, Rob.
He wasn't the super fan. It was you, Alil. I heard it with my own ears. Other people heard it. You can try to hide it, but you were smitten. And if you weren't, then why did you go to Blue Box every week for years? Aha!
I lived down the street.
And you were smitten with Chris.
Yeah, and Chris was awesome.
Chris was awesome. Yeah, another part of our circle that's died. Now we're down to 3 on our death pool.
You know what, Rob? I was thinking about that yesterday. I was like, and I was wondering if you were going to bring that joke up because we used to joke a lot about our own Deadpool.
Oh,
I weighed back then. If people saw the videos or my old, I was breaking the 500-pound barrier.
Wow, I didn't know you were that big.
Yeah, and
wow.
Now I'm 230, actually below that now.
You're smaller than me.
And we used to joke a lot about that, and I was always worried about that, and then all of a sudden, that Chris happened, and then now Charlie, and it's just like I'm like you're a curse, Rob. Like being on this show, bringing back this show is a curse on Jack and myself, Rob. What are you trying to do?
Not really, because Charlie was not on a show with me, and Chris was not on this show.
Well,
so
maybe the whole Southgate Media Group
could be
the curse.
Could be. I think we've had 4 deaths, I believe.
I think the problem is Rob subscribes to the Rodney Dangerfield school of looking skinny. If you want to look skinny, hang around with a bunch of fatter guys, and that's what he did.
I did. Not now, though.
Yeah, that's.
Well, yeah, you're looking. You need to re-up, man. You're losing your game. You need
Jack,
to figure.
I invited you back on, didn't I?
Well, thank you. I'm here for you, man. I'm a friend.
Also, if you want to look sexy, hang out with sexy people. Up your game.
Sexier. Oh wait, no, less sexy people.
I don't know. I'm confused by it.
If you want to look like you have more hair, to hang out with bald guys like me. So
there you go.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
The Wish Shop, Kevin Smith.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take a second hand of that career any day.
Yeah, so. No kidding. So there's our, I guess, somewhat tribute to Charlie. He will definitely be missed. He is forever part of the Nuff Said family. In fact, if you go way back, we made a picture of Nuff Said that we used the MCU characters, and we put Charlie's head was the Hulk over the top of us.
Yeah.
So that Charlie was embedded in Nuff Said, and I hope that everybody goes back and listens to those old Super Connectivities. He's got a ton of them, and they're all entertaining. And the nice thing is they're evergreen. It's not like, oh God, I already, I saw that show. It doesn't matter. No, he's talking about comics from the 40s, and how they relate to the latest, whatever film. Like, oh, Quantumania. There's a line in This was the one that got me that he did one time. Somebody said a line. I think I said a line from a movie, and he goes, well, that's a callback to in issue 24 of something of The Fly, and they made a Marvel joke, and they said blah blah blah, and he said the quote, and it was like a comic from 1932, and it just off the top of his head, he's like, well, it was issue I think it was 4 or 5, and the character said this, and I'm like, I just read a comic last night. I can't even tell you, every time I open up my app to read it, I go, oh, hey, I'm reading an Adventures comic. How does he remember all that?
I don't know.
I remember
I paraphrase almost everything. I can't remember word for word, but the general gist of it. And I think that's what gave Charlie fits. But yeah, I don't, I still think that Darth Vader said, Luke, I am your father, said, I am your father. I don't know. But yeah, my brain can't handle specifics, but Charlie was all specific, and knowledge, just fun. If you wanted to learn something, he was the cat to listen to.
Yeah.
Very, very, very true. And I did listen to a lot of those shows because of his insight on a lot of it, right? It's just as we said, he was an encyclopedia. I didn't have to read. I don't like reading anymore. I'm old. I don't need to read.
The other fun one he did every episode of The Incredible Hulk. So I don't know if that's on the whole series. And I don't know if it's on the Nuff Said feed, if it's on the Capes and Lunatics feed. I don't know where it is. I'll find it. But oh my God, he did the entire series. And at first I'm like, I can't listen to this. I ended up listening to everything because he did his Super Connectivity thing. Even with that, he would talk about how fun it was. Wow. Blah, blah, blah. He'd talk about the series. Then all of a sudden, some reference, you go, he's talking about the Eternals issue 3 from, whatever. And he'd start talking and you go, how the hell does that tie into the Incredible Hulk? And none of that was there. He saw it. So there you go, Charlie. You will be missed, Professor Esser.
Yes.
He is the professor of our crew. So, all right. So let's talk about what we're doing. We are going to, for 2.0, we are going to not stick to a schedule. I think I said that already.
Are we going to not interrupt each other?
No, we're going to interrupt each other for sure.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Are you what?
We have to now because none of us can hear anymore. It's our steel wheelchairs tour. That's my wheelchair sound.
Get off
we'll open for the Rolling Stones.
They look younger than us.
They definitely move better. So we're going to go back and we're going to do all the cinematic movies in order, starting with, I believe it's Howard the Duck, right? Is that the first one?
It is Howard the Duck, yeah.
Jack, have you seen Howard the Duck?
I have, but it was so long ago. It was a long time ago.
Well,
I have not re-seen it, but it was a classic movie. It was like, I don't know, that movie just seemed to come out of nowhere. Because it was like, I felt like it was an inside thing, and all of a sudden, it's a movie.
Yeah, George Lucas made it. I know. Well, let's not talk about it. We're going to have a good discussion about Howard the Duck. There's a lot to talk about there, but that's going to be our first movie. Okay. We got to do them all, though.
It is a rated R. There's a rated R scene. I don't know. It was probably PG back then, but
it was PG back then. Is it R now?
I don't think it's R now, but I mean, I remember watching it with my son and be like, "Oh, I forgot about the topless duck."
Yeah, play duck. Yeah, I mean, it's a topless duck.
Yeah, they went full. Let's just put it that way. Just gonna leave it at that. It was full.
Wow.
I watched the movie as a kid too, so I'm like, did I pick up on that? Probably.
Probably. Dad, I really need to get this movie. I thought you didn't like it a little. I need to get this movie for reasons.
Hey, Dad, what's an areola?
But a little, you're 30.
Why are you covered in feathers? Feathers.
What are you doing to your pillow? A little, what are you doing to your pillow at night? I'm trying to give him an accent.
Trying to do a European accent.
Well, I know that he's like Borat, but I didn't want to go full Borat, so I was trying to give him a bit of an accent there. That's what I imagine is going on in that house. So we'll talk about Howard the Duck, but we're gonna be tortured for a while because we have to do movies like Elektra, Josh Trank's Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but at least Josh Trank's Fantastic Four is in between a lot of good stuff.
I know.
Right? So it's not the end. And
But you got to sit on it for at least a week.
We're gonna get a lot of good things, even the early stuff, like the first Blade movie, even the second Blade movie.
Not that third one.
Well, that third one, he didn't even want to be in it. But I loved it because Ryan Reynolds was in it.
Right. So, he's a national treasure. I know.
Ryan Reynolds.
That's a terrible movie.
Multiple characters. I don't care. He was in
it's a terrible movie. So I think one thing we should do with this show, though, which is going to be brutal, is I think we have to rank them as we go. So Howard the Duck, when we do that, it's going to be number one. It's number one. What's the second movie?
So I got to look up if The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren was released theatrically. Because I know it was made by...
Oh, the Dolph Lundgren one was, for sure.
I don't know if it was. I think it might have been video only.
I think I saw it in the theater.
Well, I don't know what kind of Skinamax theaters you were going to, but... because Dolph Lundgren is making in this
movie. We have a complete other episode for that. Rated R.
Punisher.
After Dark.
Yeah.
Theatrical release.
Rob After Dark.
Nobody wants to see that because it's really dark.
It says, well, it doesn't say theatrical release.
I think because you were specifying in the States, I think in the States it went straight to video.
No, so we won't be doing The Punisher,
and we won't be doing Captain America with the Italian Red Skull either, because that was 1990.
Right,
and but got booted and shelved as well.
That is so interesting. I thought for sure that Dolph Lundgren one. You know what? Maybe I just saw it on TV.
I think you did, because it came out. I remember seeing the video cassette tape at like this mom and pop shop rental place that we had near us, and I was like, "Oh my god, The Punisher's out!" I gotta watch this.
You know what I'm thinking? I think I saw a trailer for it here.
There were trailers released because it was supposed to be theatrical.
Right. I'm reading about it here. It was released theatrically worldwide, except U.S., Sweden, and South Africa.
Yep.
It was supposed to come out August '89 in the U.S., and trailers were created. Yeah, that must be what I'm thinking of, because I distinctly remember that and being like, he's not really the Punisher, but it's a comic book. I'll take it, because we didn't have anything back then.
No, that's the thing. So we go from Howard the Duck in '84 to Blade.
It never got released U.S. All right. So bite it, Dolph Lundgren. But we will get Thomas Jane, which there's a Thomas Jane one.
I don't hate that movie. So
I don't either.
And
no, I hate Elektra.
Stevens.
Elektra was really bad. And I thought it was going to be really good. And it's really tough to watch. But we'll get there.
I've only watched once. Are we going to do both versions of Daredevil, the theatrical and the extended cut?
You know what? That's what this show is about today. We got to figure this out. So there are things like there's the different cuts of X-Men.
Yeah.
1.5.
And
yeah. Are we going to go that deep? Or are we going to do hey,
you're making strict rules, right? Like if it's theatrical, if we're only doing theatrical releases, then we should only do them as they were theatrically.
Agreed. Okay. So then what we should do is, if anyone wants to watch like Logan, the noir version of it, we could talk about it, but if it doesn't get talked about, we could just mention that it's something on there, but that's not what the show is about. The show is about the theatrical release version. Okay. Does that sound good?
That sounds fine with me.
Jack, you're in?
I'm in.
Damn, because some of them, the director's cut's better. That Daredevil is definitely better in the director's cut.
Oh, for sure.
That one and the Rogue cut is really good. I think.
Oh, the Rogue cut for X-Men?
Yeah.
Is that the Days of Future Past? No.
No, it's Phoenix.
The Phoenix, that's right.
Which was not very good, but then the Rogue cut actually, for whatever reason, it just plays a lot better. And then we're going to have to watch New Mutants again. I'm still burned from that one. It still hurts.
Yeah, there's nothing invested in that one. I was
invested in it. I love that comic.
Or was that on? Or did that come straight to streaming? Remember,
I thought it went. No. I think that one was theatrical, and then it was theatrical and straight to streaming. You know how they were doing that for that short window during COVID?
The dual, yeah.
Yeah, I think you could have seen it both ways.
Because same thing with Black Widow, right? Because it was dual released.
Right, and if we're talking rules, I think that Black Widow, if it had come out that never got released in the theater, and the New Mutants wasn't released in the theater, they're part of this generation that was supposed to. I would say those count. Okay. I would say those count.
There's no other option for that. Yeah.
And then actually, it does make a point. Do you guys want to include Dolph?
I mean, I love that movie, and I own it on DVD, so I have no problem because I've seen it.
Why not?
A dozen times.
Jack.
Well, I'm just in my head, when did we start following rules? I'm just
and how fast do we break them? I think it's happening during this conversation.
Yeah. What do you think about Howard the Duck? Well, don't talk about it now. We got stuff to lay out. We already went with that. We're still arguing about theatrical and Netflix releases. So
okay.
I'm good to go.
I say we don't do the Red Skull Captain America, because that's off the track too far.
But is it though? Because it's amazing.
Was it supposed to get a U.S. release theatrically?
Yeah, it was by Canon Films.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Where can I get this movie?
I have it on Blu-ray.
Of course you do.
I know.
All right. What's it called? What's this one called?
Captain America, 1990.
Oh, there is a Blu-ray version. Of course there is.
And I have the Red Brown 2-pack as well.
Matt Salinger, is it that one?
Yep.
Do you know I've never seen this?
What?
Is it good?
Amazing.
I'm disgusted.
Go in with the highest of expectations possible.
Wow.
You will be sorely disappointed.
It's like that sounded like a Green Lantern setup.
Oh no, Green Lantern was trying to do something. This is like incompetent filmmaking at its best.
Okay, and I like that. So yeah,
like we can just the fact that the Red Skull is Italian is just enough. Like there's no
Ronnie
Nazis
Cox
or anything. Yes,
just
Ronnie
Italian.
Cox is in it. He's the president.
That's intriguing. Okay, we can add.
And the president throws Captain America's shield in one scene.
What about that Doctor Strange film? That was only TV.
That was for TV because that was going to be part of the Marvel hour with the Hulk and everything. So that was only a TV pilot movie that was released.
I don't want to do that.
Amazingness in that thing. That's why I know you want to poo-poo the 70s shows and the
No, I don't. I used to love
even
these.
the Hulk movies, like the Trial of the Incredible
Hulk is a great film.
It's a TV movie, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
We need to watch David Hasselhoff's Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury, amazing.
Jack, what do you think? Do you think we need to add
Baron von Strucker in it?
Here's the problem, though. Can we make it so it's just the movies?
There's 10,000 hours of all that stuff. I mean, that's the thing. If you go back to it, that's also a big thing. I mean,
right. I don't want to do all that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we can narrow the field a little bit. I mean, narrow it down. So we have a nice little easy track. Otherwise, we're going left and right in 30 different directions, and we need God rest his soul, Charlie and Lilith for that.
Right. Lilith doesn't know her Marvel like Charlie. Lilith sits there.
Nobody does.
Keeps her mouth shut during the Marvel stuff.
Okay.
So wait a minute.
Yeah, I've never. Let's narrow the track down a bit.
Okay, so Doctor Strange, that's a movie though, isn't it?
Yeah, because they only filmed one, so it was never even released. It was like it's like a bootleg thing that's out there, just like Fantastic Four 1994 is a bootleg.
Yeah,
they even did a documentary about that. Amazing.
What do you think the odds are that this weird crap is going to show up in like Secret Wars? Zero, right?
None of it. No, I think there's a possibility. I was disappointed that the last Spider-Verse movie did not have a nod to Nicholas Hammond.
Agreed.
Because I think it was open. It didn't even need to be anything. It could have just.
It should have been there.
Showed his face. You know what I mean?
Like, it was in the comic books too.
It was.
So it should have been there.
And there's a Hasbro Marvel Legends figure of that costume coming out.
Oh, really?
I don't collect figures anymore, but I'm going to get that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good one to get. So, okay. So maybe that's where the line is. We know that this Doctor Strange, maybe if we have fun with this and we're like working our way through it, maybe we do a special episode where we do the Doctor Strange one or we do the Trial of the Incredible Hulk, but we don't make it part of our slate.
We can go back. Yeah, we can do like the major, the supposed blockbusters. And then if we get done through that and we want to keep it going, I think we go back and then we do the B round, right? Like that's where you throw in Dolph and Hasselhoff and all those movies and just say, this is what could have been if these movies actually did something.
Sure.
The other problem is a lot of those, if you don't already own them, are harder to dig up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Dolph might, because it was supposed to be released theatrically here.
I'm okay with that. Like I said, I have them all. So,
all right, we're starting with Howard the Duck.
Let's get one done.
Wait. I want to say Dolph one more time. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dolph.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Dolph. Okay.
I mean, if we want to watch Aquaman and bring Dolph in there as well.
And I have a lot of respect for somebody that used Dolph and Hasselhoff in the same sentence.
I mean,
that was awesome. That was awesome.
Jack,
anyway,
did you know I had a podcast with Chris called In Hoff We Trust? Did you know that?
I don't remember that, but I mean, it sounds entirely plausible.
Yeah, it's on our T-shirt shop on TeePublic. It's one of the top selling T-shirts. It's just In Hoff We Trust. It's got a bootleg picture of Hasselhoff on it. It's one of those T-shirts that sells.
Is it the one of him eating the cheeseburger?
No, it's one of him at the night that the wall came down, and he's like, his eyes are crazy, and it's like this bad distorted thing, and I just have his like face, and it says "In Hoff We Trust," and it sells. I don't know. I'm sure.
And that shipping and handling not included.
Yeah,
shipping
right.
and handling not included. So just saying.
Okay,
anyway.
If nothing else, we know we're starting with Howard the Duck.
Yep.
And then we'll decide from there. But we're going to try to break it down, talk about what connects to what. I want to rank them. I think it'll be really funny if we rank them, because at some point we're going to be laughing at the beginning. Howard the Duck's number one. Then when the second movie, is this better or is this worse? But by the time we get into the like MCU movies, now you got to start cutting people. You know what I mean? That's when it's, because it's not the latest one is the greatest one.
Well, true, but I mean, once you get, Blade will carry over for a while.
Blade will carry over for a while.
Spider-Man 1 and 2 will carry over for a while.
But will 1 go over Blade? 2 will for sure.
Oh, 1 will go over Blade. Come on.
Well, Blade 2 won't.
Blade 2 is amazing. Blade 3 won't.
Oh yeah, maybe that's what there was at some point where it lost some effectiveness. But anyway,
no, 2 is the one that Guillermo del Toro did.
Okay,
that's actually the best of the Blade movies.
No, I still think 1 is.
No, I don't. I love the first one, but that second one,
that opening scene in 1 at the nightclub, the Blood nightclub, that nothing can beat that scene.
I can't wait to get into that one, because that's a good one, and there's some really cool stuff to talk about, especially how the ending changed, because the original ending is terrible.
Yeah,
and then they fix it. It's like, oh my god, it's a great ending.
Giant blob monster. I don't know why everybody fights a blob monster. Fantastic Four fight a cloud.
Yeah. That stupid cloud. Old man yells at clouds. So, all right, we know what we're doing. I'm all in. I think this is going to be fun. It's so great to talk to you guys. So I guess that's it for Nuff Said 2.0 episode 1. I think we're going to just reboot the whole damn thing. I mean, Marvel does it all the time, right?
This could be we could call this the path not yet taken.
Even though we've been here before. Okay.
Even though we've taken it.
Yeah, we've taken it.
The path not taken, deja vu.
That sounds like a great movie title for Tubi.
Are we going to add Jack's Frosty Report this season?
I think so. We need it. I was disappointed they ate a Nesquik today instead of a Frosty.
Yeah, a little nipple-y today. Sorry.
Not here.
That's why you're here, Jack.
This is exactly why I'm here. I have no pertinent information, and the pertinent information I have questionable.
Oh, that's why I love having you on, Jack. So, okay. Where can people find you? Jack, where can people find you?
Under a rock.
Yeah.
Where can you find me? Right now, I think I'm still on Facebook. I've kind of gone in I'm teaching at 2 different universities.
Is there some place they can engage with you, or do you want them to just email in and I can send it to you?
Yeah, email in, or email in, because I haven't. I got to launch Instagram and all that other stuff. I've been, playing more and more groups here, and that's kind of been like trying to break into the scene than an online presence. But yeah, mail in if you got anything. Contact Rob. He'll get it to me.
Send it to me, and I'll get it to Jack. How's that? Alil, where can people find you? Yes.
They can find me. Yes. I have social media, but I'm rarely on it, as Rob knows. Because I posted this. I'm like, I haven't seen it because I didn't even open Facebook in like 6 years. But yeah, I'm on Facebook at the League Geeks still. I can't change my name on Facebook. I think you can just if you look up The Geeks, everything's on there. On Instagram
with a Z. Never forget the Z.
Geeks, Comics, and Toys _Alil on Instagram. And then on YouTube at The Geeks. So
The Giga
There you go.
Leaks.
And
I've been
I'm on
doing
all
that
sorts
joke.
of.
I've been doing that joke for 10 years. 10 years.
yeah,
Eventually, somebody's going to laugh at it, Jack.
I'm playing the percentages, man. It's like the lottery. It only takes once.
it's true.
Sadly, I think we did laugh at it once.
10 years ago.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you can find me. I mean, I'm on all the social media. The easiest way, just reach out to Rob at smgpods.com. Or I'm on Twitter at rsouthgate. I really just tweet out shows. Go to the Nuff Said stuff. Type in Nuff Said on Facebook, on Instagram. We're on all those things. And in fact, now that we're doing this, we'll ramp that back up. We haven't been posting it just very rarely, but I do post on Facebook here and there. We'll start posting a little bit more, and we'll post the shows. So come see all that fun stuff. And if you follow me, you'll see that I am posting a lot of shows. I'm doing a lot of podcasting again. And I'm going to be at a lot of Comic-Cons coming up. Lots. So follow me, and you'll get to find out where I'm going to be at. All right. I think that's it. And Charlie, thank you. You will be missed.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. We'll give him the salute, Captain. And all right. Jack, that's not a salute.
Yeah, well, it's better than John Travolta. Have you seen that movie he's in with the pinkies flying out to center? I wanted to break that thing off. Anyway.
Yes, you do. All right. That's it for Nuff Said, everybody. Have a great week.
Nuff said.
Nuff Said.
Have a sufficient week. Well,
Is that how we end this thing?
Sure.
Yeah, enough said.
Nuff said.
Jesus.